Oh, we are live, says the YouTubes. See if anybody comes in here. I'm sure everybody's at Coach's deal. There we go. We got some people coming in here now. Notifications getting out there, people?
Yeah, I just ran to the door.
No, it's my tablet's dead, as usual. I need a new tablet. You guys want to send me a GoFundMe for a new tablet? Let's see. Let's do some shout outs. Big Kev, Steve Berger, Steel Horse, Daniel Adami, OTR Vapes, Ralph Floto, Dennis Smith, Steel Horse. Good audio. Good, good. Is my audio good? Is my audio good? Huh? Audio? Audio? Nothing witty is in the house. Provost, how's the races going? How are the races going? Charles Anderson, what's up? We can do a movie review tonight if you guys want. I went and saw the. I like wearing the glasses. You have a secret for everybody? Well, it's not much of a secret if you tell. Wall to wall, 10 feet tall on audio. Good deal. Good deal. Come back. Mike Minter, what's up? Just got home, Provost. Well, I hope you had a good time. Hope everything went well. I was in the middle of watching your bobtail video, but I got a phone call or something. Trucker Stable, what's up? Steve Berger, those vanilla checks suck. That's the secret. Man, Berger, you can't be eating that stuff, dude. Come on, man. Come on, man. Doing the floor. Hey, Mike, why don't you come over to our house and help us with our wallpaper in the kitchen? We have the ugliest wallpaper, and we've lived in this house 16 years, and we need to get it changed out. It's supposed to be acceptable for me. That was weak. Do it again. Daniel. Clyde, I took grandson to see Godzilla. They put recliners in theater now, and guess who fell asleep? Clyde, those recliners are pretty comfy, man. It's like I think it's cool because I think they realize that theaters are half full now. I have yet to be in a movie in the last 4 or 5 years where it was like trying to find a seat, like standing room only, right? And so I think they took out half the seats and made them recliners, which is kind of nice because definitely makes for a better movie experience. Unless you fall asleep, Clyde. How can you fall asleep man, I like loud music, right? And I've got not very sensitive hearing. Even I was kind of like, dang, this is kind of loud, you know? They were comfortable as heck, heated and cool. Heated and cooled? Well, you must have went to the fancy one. See, if you go to Alamo, though, Alamo has food. You have seats in your theater that vibrate and move with the movie. Burger, I experienced something like that in at Disney World, and they even had a mist, like for rainy scenes or whatever. It was like it was kind of like a play, I think. How do you make the keto ice cream? Okay, Ralph, we'll talk about that. You take heavy whipping cream, which you find in your dairy section, right? And you grab a bowl that's got a really good watertight seal. Okay. You pour the whipping cream into that bowl, and then you add monk fruit or swerve sugar. It's non-glycemic. It's it's all right for you, right? And then you shake the crap out of that for like 5 minutes. I think I did it for 3. because I'm weak, like whatever, right? Then you put it in the freezer, and before it freezes solid, like rock hard solid, you want it the soft serve consistency. Stir it up, boom, there it is. So fill it with rock posters. That would look cool. That's not a bad idea, Mike. Maybe I'll talk the wife into that. Chex, no, Pale Rider. Chex is not keto friendly. They were comfortable as heck. Heated and cool. Oh, I already read that. Yukon, what's up, man? Yeah, burger is not keto. Been using ball candy jars. Works good. You forgot the flavors. Oh yeah, duh. Yeah, you're right, Provost. You can buy unsweetened cocoa powder for chocolate ice cream, or you can buy vanilla for vanilla ice cream, vanilla extract. So thank you, Provost. You are absolutely correct. You also forgot amounts. The tall containers of whipping cream? Half of one of those will feed 4 people, 4 servings. So, no, you don't need keto. Is Porterhouse steak keto friendly? Heck yeah. Steak is the most keto thing you can eat. Well, of course, to taste, you don't want to just sit there and, I'm not a measuring guy. That's why I'm not a good baker, because I don't measure anything. I'm just like, I throw it all together, hope for the best. Like today, I made, for dinner for the family, I took ground beef and ground pork. Actually, it was ground sausage. And I cooked that all together and threw in 2 bags of frozen cauliflower rice. Add salt and pepper, plus the rice was seasoned with, it was called savory, whatever the hell that means, right? And put it all together, boom, keto friendly meal. Can't do it anyways. Yeah, but your stomach's like this small now, isn't it? Or even smaller. Yukon. Little Line Coach. The fasting fat man just ended the 150-day fast. Yeah, I haven't watched that video, Little Line Coach. He's now doing refeeding, which I hope he's doing that really good. Supervised, because he could really screw things up if he's not careful. Well, we have a spaghetti, man. No. Do you like spaghetti squash? That's good. That's good for you. But next gen, what's up? I think our little Facebook page is taking off. I'm glad you started that. I think it's taking off pretty good. Scott, what's up? Good evening. Scott's got some good keto recipes. You have heart issues and stuff? Oh, okay. Yeah, you gotta be careful. But gonna enjoy a week at the house. I'm taking off work for a little bit. So we're dealing with that. And while I'm gone, from the spot market, I want you guys to make sure that the rates go up. It'd be kind of nice. Yeah, one less truck out there. Gee, Steve, why do you take vacation for the Blitz? Every year, my wife takes the first week of June off, and it happens to coincide with the Blitz. Sometimes there's a bleed over one day or another, but I think that they do the Blitz a week before and a week after, to be honest with you. So. But other than that, I talked to a couple of drivers today. I don't know, trying to help out, I guess. I don't know if I help. I don't know if I just create more anxiety or if I actually help. But You know, I try. Sometimes I try. Ratman, what's up? Ratman, I'm going to give you a shout out. So, Ratman's been calling me Gramps, right? And I never really checked out his channel, you know, because I kind of forget about other YouTube channels a lot of times, and you know that I haven't subscribed to yet. And I believe Salty Pirate was it Salty Pirate? He calls me Ozello, and he's like, "Hey, are you subscribed to Ratman?" I said, "No." He's like, "Wow, he gave you a shout out." So I went and checked out his channel, and pretty cool channel, man. He's a hot shot, and I like some of the camera angles and some of the style he's using. So kudos to you, man. I subscribe to you, Ratman. So I'm gonna give you a shout out. No, I wasn't off last week, Provost. I worked. Yes, you do, Yukon. You do call me Santa. But if you're looking for something that's a little bit different than your typical trucking videos, Ratman's got some good, especially if you're curious about the hotshot world, which I know nothing about, you know. So he's a good channel to check out. Just had my mirror shell taken off at the Pilot in Kearney. Ooh. Kearney, Missouri? Or no, that's Liberty, Missouri I'm thinking of. Kearney, Nebraska. That sucks, Andrew. I usually have to work the first week of June so I can take off the third week for my wife's birthday. And there you go. Anthony says, good content, the Ratman. Oh, it is Kearney, Missouri. Yeah, that's right. Man, that's not really that tight of a pilot, so someone had to been really been sloppy. Sometimes a pull-through spot can be more trouble than you think. I know that there's a couple of customers have the slanted parking, but it's real narrow. If you're not careful, man, you could take off your mirror. The last time I was at this customer, I parked in their spot, and this truck almost took me out, like completely. He would have done like, Steve, you're done, you're out. That's how bad he almost hit me. Air horns are great things, right? U.S. Express. Well, that sucks. But no, I worked this weekend, Provost. Barely. I did it out and back. The holiday kind of screwed things up. I didn't get started till Tuesday, and I don't know. It just wasn't about the fight rates. Plus, we always go visit my dad's grave on Memorial Day. I got it delivered to St. Luke's Hospital in Overland Park, Kansas, in the morning. That sounds fun. Hospitals usually aren't friendly for 53 footers. Hospitals and believe it or not, some post offices. Yeah, I said that right. I know it's late. Hell, I'm yawning. Really dig the morning coffee segments. Shared them on Twitter and got a lot of likes. Oh, okay, cool. Ratman, hit me up on Twitter so I can follow you back. Yeah, man, I've been enjoying the coffee thoughts. I didn't do any this morning because I was on the phone with my sister. I haven't talked to her in a while. And then tomorrow I'm going to be pretty busy. I don't know, maybe if I wake up early, I might do something. I can do a review of the new Godzilla film. Yeah. Yeah. My daughter got me this. Ugh. He's breathing fire on you. I had a flatbed guy knock on my door earlier because he said he didn't want to hear my APU running all night. I'm sure you can guess what I told him. Yeah, Burger, and unlike the tri-packs, the carriers are hard. It takes a little bit of effort to get the covers off to shut them off. I know people that would like flip the little door on the Thermo Kings and flip the switch off. Hot shot is my phasing out of trucking plan. I figure when I'm too old to climb up in a big truck, I can still get in and out of a pickup truck. I don't know, man. I'm more comfortable driving a big rig than I am a smaller vehicle across the country. Gonna go buy more guitars. Be right back, Yukon. What are you gonna get? I acquired a guitar this week too. If you want to think about it. Years ago, I gave my son a Fender Squire. It's actually though it's an older one, so it's a little bit more solid. It's not like the cheap, $50 ones you could buy. He didn't want any more, so I grabbed that and little crate amp that I had. I have recliners for them. It's decked, and I get to fold all the pads. Oh, cool. I'm going to start. I'll do my best thinking in there. Well, depends on which direction you're going to point the camera there, little Viking coach. That would be a good idea. I'd watch that. Taking in the truck with you? I already have a little Godzilla. Are you talking about this? I picked up a crazy cool cigar box guitar in Seattle a couple weeks ago. Ratman, I don't know if you subscribe to him, but Ponzi Zombie Killer, somebody gave him a cigar box guitar. It sounds pretty cool, and then he made one. And I don't know which one he's playing. He plays it on his videos. Oh, you meant the guitar? Well, I do have a BC Rich Son of Beast. I know I'm a dork, Steve. That I used to take in the truck. But check it out, Burger. I'll be right back. Check it out. I could easily bring that with me. I could easily bring that with me in the guitar, and then plug it up to the carrier, and man, we're good to go, right? And I was watching Jeff's live feed last night, and he was talking about him and what's his face from Thunder Fighters. How about me show up with guitar and amp and like this whole party going on at Gats? And I'm not even sure if I'm going to go. I mean, I don't know. Take a huge hit going to Dallas usually. Yes, Burger, I believe. Let me look here. Yeah, this is a G. Yeah, it's 15 watts. These are pretty cool. They don't have reverb, but they do have an external speaker jack right there. So you hook this thing up to something bigger. Not that it would power it, but I like this thing. You hook a CD up to it, and if you wanted to learn something, boom. You can play with it. My first amp was a Crate G10, which is a little 10-watt amp. So this is like the newer version, but this is still a pretty older amp. Yeah, 2004 is what it says on the back of the speaker. It's a great amp. Oh. Good evening, Jeff. How's it going? Jeff Perkins, how's it going? What is GATS? There you go, Provost. That's what I've been saying. Everybody's like, oh, it's a Great American Truck Show. Like, I don't know, right? My 15-watt Marshall has the CD capability. Burger, you know what I used to do? I had a friend of mine, back when I first started playing guitar, that had a Marshall mini stack. And I really wanted one of those, but they were crazy expensive. Like that amp brand new is like $100, right? But the Marshall Mini, what are they like? $200 something dollars, and it's the same wattage, but they sound pretty cool. So they got the two speakers, little mini stack, And so I created the white trash mini stack And so what I did is I combined a crate G10 guitar and a crate B10 bass and put those two together and played them. Man, it was noisy as hell, but it was like pretty cool. So I had the poor man's mini stack. Pros, are you seriously not going to Gats? I paid $275 for mine many moons ago. Yeah, do they even make them still? Burger, one of the best 412s I've ever heard is the Marshall 410s. The Marshall 410 cabinets. There's a guy locally here that had like four of those. And he had the heaviest sound I have ever heard from anybody. Because they had the brightness of 12s, but you were able to push the low end without farting out the cabinet. They're really good cabinets. Refresh my memory. What are the dates for GATS? That's a good question. Let's just look. Unless somebody beats me to the punch here. Yukon, I'm back. I won the bid on a 1963 Gretsch Country Gentleman, and I bought a Reverend Gil Paris signature. Awesome. That's kind of where I'm at, Provost. Not going to put a lot of effort into it, but you never know. Let's see. Great. American Truck Show. What'd you pay for all that, Yukon? Let's see. My buddy bought a Marshall 412 with the greenbacks in it. Sounds killer with his TSL head with the no overdrive in front. Yeah, you can't go wrong with greenbacks. I got the vintage 30s in my Ampeg. Celestian's the shiznit. Hey, Provost. There it is. What is GATS? Here's a website that will tell you. Okay, so it starts Thursday, August 22nd. And it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's it. 3 days. But I hear you, Provost. Yukon, you don't want to know. I have 6 Marshall cabs if you're looking for one. My favorite 412 I've ever played through was a Mesa Boogie. A couple of friends of mine in a local band had the road case. They were all automatically in road cases. All you had to do is put the cover on them. They all had the wheels, the outer road case and everything. And they had 2 Celestians on top and 2 EVs on the bottom. And those were freaking awesome because the Celestians got the brightness and those EVs got the bass. And you can throw as much bass into that thing as you can, and it will not bottom out. Awesome. Best cabinet I've ever played through. I may have a race that weekend. Oh, okay. Just wanted to check in. Got to run. Look for Ratman Rodin on Twitter. Already following you. Okay. All right, Ratman. I'm not on Twitter as much. A lot of political crap on that. I haven't been able to filter that feed. You follow somebody cool like Jim Carrey or some other funny guy or somebody famous, and they are using it as a political soapbox. And it's so every now and then I'll post to Twitter if I think about it. I have 2 boogie cabs. I only use tube combos these days. Yeah, tube's the way to go, in my opinion, Yukon. You don't use that Line 6 digital stuff? I remember we played with a black metal band out of St. Louis. It was in St. Louis. And these guys had Line 6 full stacks. And for those of you who don't know, Line 6 is a modeling amp technology. And so you could set it to different models of amps, right? And these things have built-in tuners. So no hooking up an extra tuner whatsoever. And these guys were so out of tune, and their tone just absolutely sucked because it's like, what good is this modeling amp technology and the tuners if you don't know how to set up your sound and or tune your guitar? It was one of those where I'm just like, I'll hang out outside. A 2x15 cab with Jaguar speakers adds a lot of thump to a 412 with vintage 30s. Oh, that'd be cool, dude. I think that's something similar to what Crowbar uses. Have I tried an orange amp? Yeah, Little Viking Coach. I've never owned one. And most of the places, well, there's only one store. Well, no, there's two places in town that have them, but you can't really crank them. Every time I've shopped for an amp and cabinet, there's a guy locally that I used to buy all my gear from, and he would let us come in right after closing time and just hammer away at what it would really sound like. Because most amps, well, tell you what, amplifiers do one of two things. They sound really good quiet, but once you turn them up, they just completely like crap out, or they only sound good if they're loud. And usually the higher wattage the amp, the better they sound louder, but then lower volumes, they don't sound as good. And so if you're playing a small club where the sound man don't want you loud, then you potentially lose a bit of your sound or your tone. So now a really good amp that sounds good, that's like, say, a 50 watt amp, will sound really good, like at a decent level. But then once you crank that sucker and start pushing the speakers, it'll sound like crap. So orange amps. Now there's a lot of bands I listed that have orange amp, but they're more of the stoner rock type sound, I think. I'm more of a thrashier, crushing type sound, which the orange amps are more of a stoner, I don't know, fuzz, Black Sabbathy sound. No digital, all analog. Even my delay is tape. Right. Yeah, the group is looking good. Check out Truckers No Keto on Facebook. There you go. Yukon, Celestion hasn't made a good speaker in 20 years. It's all Chinese garbage now. Really? Because all my cabinets are 20 years old. Well, I take that back. My Ampeg with the vintage 30s is 25 years old. But my PV Triple X is 15 years old, but that doesn't have Celestions in it. It's going to be hard for me to go to gas because I'm taking time off around Labor Day to go to New Orleans with my wife. See, that's the thing with truck shows, man. It's like, you really give up a lot of money on revenue by going. And, because if you think about it, if you allocate yourself, like, let's say 5 days off a month, and 3 of them are at the truck show, then it doesn't leave you much room for the next month. And then usually, whether you're Schneider, Landstar, Spot Market, any carrier, to get you to a specific place at a specific date, you're usually going to take a hit on the rate, either coming in or coming out. And if you book ahead, then that has the potential to cancel, J Barb, I use an orange PPC cab and run it through a Friedman Dirty Shirley head. See, I'm out of the loop, J Barb. I've heard of orange, but I haven't heard of the others. If I had to buy a new guitar amp setup right now, I'd be kind of completely lost. I love my PV Triple X. And they don't even make them anymore. I think the Steve Vai PV amp kind of came after that, and it basically sounds the same except with a little bit more rich, clean effects. And then I think there's one that's even replaced the Steve Vai amp. Phil X turned me on to Friedman. Oh, okay. You might have the good V30s in it. Stick with EV or Weber. I do have the good dude. Every band that ever played with us that had to use my cabinet, they loved the sound of it, and it's the only thing I'll use besides the PV. The PV just came with the head, um, and I like running both cabinets. I'm a full stack kind of guy, but if I had to use just one, it was always the Vintage 30 Ampeg. And it was, remember when Yukon and Steve, you remember when Ampeg made a series of guitar amps, the that Jackson might, who is it? Somebody Jackson kind of helped. The logo lit up in the head. It was that series that I bought that cabinet. Recap the Triple X and bias it hot. It'll be a killer, just as good as any high end amp. Yeah, I agree. I played a Triple X right next to a triple rectifier, and I like the tone of my amp more than a triple rectifier. You don't remember that? The guitar, the Ampeg logo lit up in the head. 9 times out of 10. Trying to think of anybody famous that used them. A couple of death metal bands that were famous, they used them, but. Famous in the death metal world, not, 90% of you probably know who I'm talking about. Ampeg had the Rocket series amps that did that. Yeah. Triple rectifier sucked. I hated it. My favorite PV amp is actually the Mark 6, I think. Like 30 years ago, those amps, Those are the monster. I have a friend of mine that uses Engle, Engle. I think that's where I would go if I had to buy a new amp. And this is like one of the heaviest death metal bands out there. I just like that, just crushing. Crowbar's one of my favorite band. And they have. I don't know. They might even use Engle. I agree, Yukon. I think the single rectifier sounds better than the other two. But it's like we're talking guitars tonight, which is cool because you get burned out talking about trucking. There's really nothing to talk about, in the trucking world. There's really not much more I could say. I'm not an expert, so and can't really make market predictions. And if you do, people are going to call you wrong. Block letter 5150 is the amp for PV. Yeah, I've played through a couple of those. There's a lot of gigs where we showed up and just plugged in. A lot of these like shows that had like 8 bands playing, you usually had to play a lot of the same gear to cut down on downtime between bands, setup time. And I played through a couple of 5150s. It wasn't bad. I'm a crushing Viking. Yeah, there you go. I got to hit the pillow, man. Got to get up early. Rough weekend. Set me behind. Enjoy the time off later, man. All right, Burger Man. I'll holler at you next week. I might come out in the middle of the week next week. We'll wait and see. Maybe grab a Friday load, deliver Monday or something. Last year, June was my best month. in the spot market, so I'm looking forward to hopefully doing that again. And if I remember correctly, the rates between Memorial Day, the Blitz, and the 4th of July, that's when they're at their best. So we'll see what this year brings. 5150 amps were all I played. Then I plug into a Friedman. My world changed after that. I'll have to look that up. I really don't step into a guitar store very often. I got too many guitars as it is, and since the band's not really practicing a whole lot, or we're not gigging or nothing, man, my gear's pretty much the same for the last 15 years. My favorite amp that I've ever owned, besides the one I got now, was a Crate Stealth. It was a 100-watt amp, and I believe that's what the Blue Voodoo used to be. They made the Blue Voodoo to replace that, and that was the best amp I've ever had. Everybody freaked out on my sound. Now, it wasn't that great on the clean channel, but I'm not a clean channel player. Jerry Cantrell uses them. He even has a signature with Freeman. Oh, okay. See, I didn't even know. Freeman had his own amp line. Too many guitars. I know, Yukon. I know. I think Yukon, you ought to quit trucking and start a guitar store. You'd probably be good at it. I would love to open a guitar instrument store, but if you got a Guitar Center in your town, you might as well. It's like the Walmart of music stores. But wish you could these days. Yeah. I would, there's a local store here that irritated the crap out of me. I applied to work for them many times in my younger years and never got a call back, never got a FU, never got anything, right? But the people they hired had absolutely no knowledge of the stuff that they were selling. And a few years ago, my wife bought me the new the Black 13 Scott Ian guitar distortion pedal, which is really awesome, by the way. And she went in that store and they treated her like an idiot. And little did they know that she's in a band. She knows a little bit about something, right? And she knew what she was looking for. And the guy treated her like she was just some airhead chick that didn't know what she wanted. And I've already boycotted that store to begin with because of what they did to a friend of mine. But, and these are the people, they'd rather hire, somebody who doesn't know what they're doing so they can pay them, minimum wage and versus, hiring somebody that's an actual musician, local musician that could have probably made some sales for them. Pawn shops are the Walmart of music stores. Spoopy, I'm going to disagree with you because most pawn shops are pretty proud of their stuff. Most of the pawn shops I walk into, I remember one time this pawn shop here in Springfield had a BC Rich Platinum Series Warlock. They had $1,000 on that thing. The Blue Book on a Platinum is like $50. And so either someone paid way too much money to pawn that because they didn't look, if you look at BC Rich in the book, there are American series that you can get $1,000 for, and then there are bronze series that you get $25 for, right? And they had it way up high where you couldn't even play it, right? And I looked up, I said, does that say platinum? And she's like, well, let me get it down. So she got it down. I'm looking at it. It says, it's platinum. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, is the price $1,000 really? She's like, yeah. I'm like, thank you. Have a nice day. I didn't even argue with them. I would love to get the new JCM 800 20-watt Yukon. You don't want it, buy an old one. Snorlord checking in on you. Look good. Thank you. Thank you, Light Bright. You're so positive. I like you, Light Bright. If ever in LA, go to Norman's Rare Guitars and Tarzana, however you say that. That would be pretty cool. I would love to visit the BC Rich Custom Shop there in Orange County. I would love to order a custom BC Rich guitar, even though I own two already, custom, you know. But my trailer don't have skirts, Live By Coach. I don't see myself being in LA anytime soon. There used to be a really good place called Fly By Night Music in Neosho, Missouri, and that's been gone for a while. And that's the beauty of going to a pawn shop is you might find a gem that that they didn't price correctly, and every now and then you can get lucky on something. But the problem is that most people, what they do now is when they want to sell a guitar, they'll go to eBay, type up that guitar, see what other people are paying for it, and they buy it now, and you know what they're bidding, and then they'll just match that. So if they know what they got, they're going to make some money. If they don't know what they got, that's where you can kind of, you know, get a steal. You know. But I guess that's it, guys. We're going to keep this one short tonight. I'm going to bed. We got to get up early tomorrow, get some things done. Maybe I'll do a quick morning coffee. I don't know. We'll see. And, you know, we'll see what happens, right? But I'm glad you guys are enjoying those videos. I enjoy doing them. Eventually, I'm going to run out of something to talk about. So there's that. So if you don't like them, I'll just bear with it for a minute. Click the thumbs down. And just hope that I run out of ideas after a while. I get lucky at pawn shops now and then. Most pawn shops that take in high-end stuff don't put them out for sale, just list them online. Yeah, that's the other thing, Yukon. Which, I don't know. I guess you get a wider base to sell to, but I think that, you know, to not deal with shipping, I would be nervous about shipping guitars. I've never bought a guitar online, ever. I did buy my Triple X from Musician's Friend back in the day. But that was an amp. That was a happy day. Oh man, that was a happy day. I have a BC Rich version Platinum Series. Spooby, that's cool. I've owned many BC Riches. Some have been good, some have been crap. My first BC Rich was a Warlock Platinum, but it was a good Platinum. Had the gold hardware, it was blue. There's a picture of it somewhere. That was destroyed. And then the next BC Rich I had was an American Gunslinger, which that I regret getting rid of that one. And then now they don't do the Platinum NJ or anything like that now. They don't do that. Just thought about Yukon every day for a month. I'm sure that would get old too, Little White Coach. We all had a Warlock back in the days, right? Even what's his name from Poison had a Warlock, and it was like, you know, now the most people using BC Rich Warlocks are, you know, black metal bands, but back in the day it was glam metal, right? I do tons of stuff online. All the shopping is insured, no big deal, and yes, talk about me every day. CC DeVille, yeah. CC DeMille? No, it's CC DeVille. Anyways, all right, guys. Hope you didn't watch my video for any trucking information because I don't have any. Talk about guitars a little bit, which I don't know much about that either. So buy a Washburn. I don't need any more guitars there, Steel Horse. I am looking for a good acoustic though. I have a BC Rich Warlock acoustic guitar, and it looks cool, but sounds like crap. Les Paul, yeah, I wish. I did have a Goth Les Paul Epiphone. That was a good guitar, but times got tough. I had to sell that one. I got a good deal on it too. It was a good sounding guitar. Had that Gibson tone. I kind of regret getting rid of that one too. So, but to buy a real Les Paul, I don't know. I'm more of a Gibson Explorer. If I had a choice of any Gibson, it'd be an Explorer, like James Hetfield style, right? This bottle is empty. It's time for me to go to bed. You guys take it easy, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Click like, and if you don't like me, then why are you watching? Idiot. Later.